Voila! Well, hey everyone, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. It's October 20th and welcome to Southeast Louisiana. Yep, down here on a beautiful fall day in Southeast Louisiana. We've had some great fall weather. Low 40s, a couple nights, we're in 50s, you know, it's been beautiful. Starting to warm back up, but still very nice. So I'm out here doing some work in my yard at home. We're doing oxalic acid vapor. I'm just going in, okay, so you saw the video. I'm gonna clarify a few things. I'm sure it's actually dropping today. I'm probably gonna get some comments on how I talked about dosages and time frames and all that, but I know in my mind what I was saying. Sometimes I don't spit it out on camera as well, but I'll clarify that. And once again, go over the issue with the yard in town that has its problems. But with the very random checks I did here on mites, I'm not looking bad in this yard. But I figure since I've got the oxalic acid out, the vaporizer out, going each week into town, I figure I'm gonna do them here too. In town's already got 2 shots. This is the second shot for this one. I went ahead and did these the next day. And I had a beautiful day the last time I shot the ones in town. It was like 50 to 55, perfect for vaporization. All the bees were home, got them in the morning, and gonna do 2 more on that one, at least 1 more on this one after this treatment. But just want to go ahead and say, well, you know, might as well do this one if I got it out. It's not gonna hurt. And if there is a colony that has got high counts that maybe it wasn't as effective in or what have you, because that happens. Talking to Ed from the Pine Belt, you know, he was using Apivar in colonies, and he went through and checked a bunch of them, and you know, he had several that were very, very good, and then one with super crazy high counts, and then turned around and went down the road and found low ones again. So you never know. So it doesn't hurt to do it. As far as the one in town, the bottom line on that one is it didn't get the proper dosages. My fault altogether, and I'm gonna pay for it now if I'm not careful. So the dosages on Apiguard, I did 2 half dosages. So in warm temps, it says like in the 70s, but I just used the number 90 to 95. I'm gonna go half dose on those. So the correct dosage for normal temps that they're calling for is 51 milliliters, which is 50 grams. Okay, I always get the grams and milliliters mixed up. Bottom line, I know what it is on the syringe. And so you do a full dose of 51, and then 51 7 to 14 days later. So I figure 7 to 9 days. That gets you in your 7 to 14. There you go. That's a full dose, gives you 102 milliliters, which should be basically 100 grams. All right, that's the goal with Apiguard over the 2-week period of time. The 2 to 3 week period of time, really, because you pull it out later, obviously. Calls for warm temperatures to do half of that. You do 25 or 26, it says, and you do that 4 times. It's about how many dosages, more so than the time frame, because the time frame, again, is up to, you know, it says up to 7 to so many days and what have you. And so it was hot. It was in the 90s. I did half dosages, and only did 2 half dosages. See, because the 4 will give you the 100 grams, right? That's what your goal is. I didn't. I did half of that. So basically, I did 50. And it needs more over time. I didn't do it. That's where I'm paying the price. So where the 35 milliliters comes in that was Greg Rogers teaching me a little something. In order to make up for the temps, you know, and having to spread that over 4 times over that period of time, instead, again, it's about the amount and the time frame with that amount. 35 milliliters 3 times, and go, and again, same as the instructions, just do as you would the half doses, every 7 to 14. I say 9 days. So if you do 3 doses, you still get to the 100 milliliters, what you're looking for, or the 100 grams. That's 105 milliliters. You're still getting to the same, you know, or 100 grams, you're still getting there. And that's where that came in. So these all got finished out with the new 35. And the ones in town just got the 2 half doses, and there you go. Now, as far as the mite counts, before and afters, I didn't do any befores, really. I did the afterwards. And, you know, that it's smart to do them both. You know, everybody tells you do them both. Probably should do them both. I know that, but I don't have time all the time coming after work, and I know I'm going to throw that treatment on every one of them anyway. I just soon go ahead and see where do I stand afterward. I don't doubt the ApiGuard at all. I doubt my ability to put the right dose on, okay? I'm not doubting the ApiGuard because I did it before and afters a couple years ago, experimenting with different treatments when I realized I'm tired of doing 4 and 5 blasts of oxalic acid in the midsummer after honey harvest for 4 weeks at a time, and it's like, wow. And so I wanted some kind of a mild organic treatment, and Thymol tested out better than HopGuard, and I did before and afters. This time I did a few afters, and I didn't like what I saw in the yards in town. You know, doing mite counts with the camera it really is a pain, guys. It's tough because you're stressing about making sure you find your queen. You're going through several frames to find the right one. Sometimes breaking boxes down, moving the camera around, doing the shake. You want to make the video somewhat interesting for y'all, but it's so, you know, just running the camera on the mite counts. You didn't see a bunch of them when I went back into town because I was just in a hurry. And but trust me, one did good, one more wasn't so good, and I messed up the camera work on the first one. But like I said, it had probably about 45. I'm gonna say it had over 40 with a handful left to count. I didn't get them, but it was bad. It doesn't matter. It was bad. So so that's why you don't, you know, I am doing some counts. I am checking some bees to see how it's doing, but I don't video everything nowadays just because sometimes I just gotta get the work done. So my apologies for that. I know this is a vlog to take you along, but I don't do as well, especially this season. Just spring was tough. So anyway, hey, things are looking up. The season is coming to an end for sure. Gonna blast these out. Let me show you my setup. Y'all seen it before. You'll see it again. And no, I don't have the nice battery powered vaporizer. I know, it's a game changer. It's the best thing ever. I understand it 100 times over, and I do wish I had one, but I'll explain why as we get going. So folks, as you can see, bees are flying. Well, you can't see it yet, but you will in a second. The bees are flying, they're working hard. The fronts are starting to turn yellow with just the pollen and stuff they're bringing in from the goldenrod. Anyway, lots of flight activity. So I don't like doing it. I like doing it when there's more bees home, but it's obviously not the opportunity I have today. So I'll show you my setup. Of course, I still have the ProVap 110. It works fine for me right now. You know, I love the compact model of the InstaVap now, or even just the InstaVap. Somebody was talking about getting the new one over the Gen 1. Heck, if I had the Gen 1, I'd be satisfied. This ProVap has the cap with the doser. I've got this set to the maximum, as close to 4 grams as I can get, and it's just same as the one with the, it's just not, you can't adjust this one on the fly. That's the problem with this one. But similar, you just dob it in the jar, stick it in here, push it down, and off you go. No taking caps on and off, so that's nice. You know, I got a spare bowl for this in case this little tube breaks. I got other caps. I got this cap with a doser. This is still working. So unless I lose the actual control box, I'm just gonna keep using it. I got it set up on the inverter for the tractor. What I would normally do is throw a generator on here. I got a small one, but when I go into town, I use a generator on my cord. Of course, I got my respirator. For the sake of the video, the first couple I do, I won't use it, but I'm gonna be standing far away. But then I'm gonna get it on, because once I start getting in a bunch of hives, I get right into that stuff, and don't want, that stuff is, don't want to breathe it. Got to have the right respirator. There's 2 different cartridges you can use. I'm using the one that's strictly for this acid, and the way I got it, I got my cord run on my tractor, and you saw me put my little inverter in. It's, heard the fan on, just shut off. And so I'm gonna do these 4, then I got 3 right next to the house, and I'm gonna go out to the main yard and get all those. So the cord will reach. I just parked the tractor in between. I usually keep it running just to make sure the battery stays charged, but again, for the sake of the video, let's just go ahead and do one, show you how well the little ProVap works on that inverter. It works really good on the inverter. All right, so I just dragged my little cord out. See if I can keep from tangling it up too bad. And we go over here. Again, I'm gonna stand back from this thing. I'll grab the camera and run because this stuff is terrible, but I put rags in the front. I know a lot of people say you don't have to, but I was using oxalic acid, honestly, before it was supposed to be used in hives, and so I ain't gonna lie, I've been doing it a while. And I always put rags in, and I use the wand. I don't have my wand. A friend's borrowing it. I wish I had it. I wanted to show you something, but let's throw this in there. Ooh, they're still bringing that goldenrod in. You can still smell it pretty strong. So there I go. I go in from the back. I have golf tees and 1/4-inch holes right back here. Of course, the goal is to have it up to 230 to 229. We put it at 230. Look out, Bee. I stick it in there. We dob this down. There it goes. I'm holding my breath and talking at the same time. I'm at 230. It's coming. I hate screen bottoms anymore. For that reason right there, it's coming out of the bottom, but it's plenty going in the top. As I go, the temp drops. It's a 204, 202. It's probably going to drop and get out of that vapor. I was holding my breath. I like to do this with my boot on the... I've got political signs in underneath here to hold, you know, to kind of hold it in. So I got to push up the end to keep it in there. Still coming out a little bit, but the temperature goes down about 190, sometimes 180. Then it starts going back up. When it goes back up and hits 230, it's done. I'm getting away from screen bottoms. I still got plenty in service, so as they rot and as they go away, I'll get rid of them. See, this is the problem, is all these bees are outside waiting to get in. Now the vapor's going to be in there for the next few minutes. And what I'm going to do is just pull a little part of it off so they can go in. Let's pull this. At least they can go in now. I should have pulled the other side, huh? They're going in. And that vapor will get in there and get on them. And you're really getting the phoretic mites, not the ones in the caps. So you don't want bees away from it. So I'm going to leave it like that. We're back at 230. So I just pull it out. I'm not breathing right now. Put my tea back in. Let me get out. I got my breath. Get some fresh air. And just like that, we're done. See, that thing's still venting, so I got to stay away from it without a respirator. So I got to get my respirator on. Just wanted to show you how I do. That's how mine works. That's how I do it. Outside of the cord and the power supply, it's not that big of a deal. So that goes into why I haven't got a new one. For 2 years now, I was going to buy a new one. By the time I buy it, I'm going to spend minimum $400. Batteries, another couple hundred. You know, I'm still going to spend over $500 to get everything to do the amount of hives I want to do. And not saying it wouldn't be great and it'd be faster and easier, but with this one still working, and each year what I do with my operation is the money in the black gets put back into the operation. It stays strictly with my bees. And so at the end of the year, with money that's left, I can buy nice items. Matter of fact, that was a big item buy years ago when I had the profit in the account or on the books. So each year I try to buy a nice big item, and I look and go, well, it's working, and I could really get this right now instead of spending money on a vaporizer. It's working. So that's kind of my issue, is if I've got something I can use and buy, I'm not going to go buy a vaporizer right now. Maybe this year I will, I don't know. But I'm buying a lot of woodenware this year. So, because I got stuff rotten and everything, and I got wax dip boxes coming from Nature's Image Farm. Can't wait to use the Endura hives. And so, is it in the books again for this year? Probably not. Probably not. And I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know. It's just, I'd love to have one, but it's not in the cards. At least not right now. Maybe it will be. Maybe next year you'll see me with one. I don't know.
All right, folks, so yeah, I got my mask on. I've already done up my respirator. I've done all the rest over there, that one over there. I got my little rig pulled up here, and I'm just going to show you, just give an example of how long it takes me with the ProVap. Not a speed record, not trying to say it's the greatest thing. I'm not advertising for ProVap, remember that. Matter of fact, I'm not so sure the owner and I really see eye to eye on a lot of stuff anyway, but start to finish, it's not even up here on the hive yet. I got nothing over here. I'm gonna pull it off the trailer, and let's just take a look how long it takes. This is all in real time, okay? So I'm walking over, had to pick up a few things. I get my little stuff set up. And I'll go right to left. The cord is a pain in the rear end, but hey, it's just what it is. And I'm not, you know, if I had an out yard, it might be different. I don't know. So I'll just go here. Get that going. Let's get a rag in the front. There we go. I'll go ahead and button these up as well. I'm always trying to do something while that's baking. Yeah, coming out of the bottom. That's why I don't like them. The screen bottom boards, they tend to really let a lot out. And I got, like I said, I got the slides in them, but so that's almost done. And with this old model, what you're really waiting on is just it to get back up to temp. So I can be busy plugging holes. You know, that's what I do. It's 2:12 now. It won't be but a second. There we go. I'm going to wait to plug that one because it's got a lot of bees in it. Coming and going. Let me let them... All right. Almost there. And by the time I get back around, it'll be there. You see me slip? I just slipped. So we'll plug this in for now. I'll leave a little space for them to go in. I want as many in there as I can get. Let's do this one now. And we wait. I like to leave them plugged for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It's supposed to be 10, but I mean, it doesn't work out. Now this is a solid bottom, so they'll get a good vapor on it. That vapor coming out is from rotten spots on my boxes. Trying to talk in this mask and then breathe, it gets kind of, it sounds like I'm really labored, but I'm not. Goes to 199 on this one. It's burning off good. Going back up. And when I get in a good rhythm, you know, usually by the third dose, I'm in and out of the yard. Pick up, set up, pick up, vaping, an hour. You know, if I'm just rolling, maybe an hour and a half. Just if I'm picking up kind of slow, or you know, just taking my time hooking up the what you call it, inverter. That's a 750 watt Kotech. Russell Koopman turned me onto that. Any of them will do. That's just an Amazon version. It was one he did, and he had good success, so I bought it. And I like it. It actually heats up faster than my, it turns this thing around faster than my generator does. And put that in. And I'm not rushing or anything. I'm just, this is how fast I would do it. So give you an idea of how long it's taken me with this older model. Yeah, that's got a screen bottom. I'll put my foot under there, and that kind of just pushes it up, keeps a little bit in. So I really want to have my mask. I know a buddy, he doesn't use a mask, and he walks away every time. I'm like, man, it's going to take that one big breath you take, and you had some blow into your face, and boom. And really, I should probably be wearing eye protection. If I'm down there in it, I should have gloves. So I'm telling you what not to do. Because I don't do how-to videos, I do what not to do videos. No, that's not my new slogan. Yeah, so that helps keep a little bit in. As these screen bottoms rot out, I'm going all solid. I got on those because of Varroa, not because of ventilation down here. I got on it because of Varroa. When Varroa drop off, they die when they go through. If you have hygienic bees, I had VSH Russians from Dr. John Harbaugh, And I figured if they're cleaning the mites, I need screen bottoms for them to drop through. I didn't keep that line of genetics going or anything, so I don't know how much difference it would have made, so I'm getting away from them. That was my whole purpose for getting them, not ventilation. I don't worry about ventilation. They figure it out. The bees know. The bees know. They know what they're doing. All right. Let's let that one go. That's a solid bottom. That'll get a good dose. I'm going to go ahead and open this one. It hasn't been I like open it just a little bit. There got a little bit. I'll give these a little bit. They're trying to get in there. There we go. And everybody can come and go. We'll get them on in there. So anyway, yeah, that's still burning off, going down. And what I do normally is I just move this to the next. I go to the next stand and get moving. What I like about blocking up the front entrances too, another good thing, is sorry about that, checking the camera. I get to see how many bees are on the front, and that's a good sign of what the population's looking like. So if I see a whole bunch of bees, or I got one, I put a rag, I got one over there that's kind of weak. I close the front, and there's only a handful of bees in front of it. It may not make it, you know, I don't know. But it's been weak. It was a rebuild off a summer swarm. And they did make a queen, but they had to build. And they got feed, they got everything they needed, but they're just kind of still small. All right, 230. Put the last rag in. And that's it. That's how long so I did 4 of them, however long that takes. And that's pretty average, what I'm doing. I'm not rushing. I'm not doing anything special to try and make it like I'm super fast with this thing. It is what it is. So one day I'll have me a nice easy vap, and I can't wait till the day I have one. I won't have to worry about this cord and inverter and all that. The day is coming. I don't know when, but we'll see.
Well, everyone, that is it. I'm wrapped up, and the sun has set. I really wanted to do it as late as I could to get all the bees back, you know, but you can only do what you can do. I did between 30 and 35 colonies, and I got to go do those 8 in town still, and that'll be their third. I'm going to get a third on these, and then the ones in town will definitely get a fourth. Again, check back the beginning of the video if you want to know about the dosages and all that stuff where I kind of went wrong, but I went ahead and said, you know what, I've got all the equipment out. I got a little bit of time on my hands in the evenings and on Saturday morning, so let's knock these out as well. Just a precautionary measure, even though, because I only did random checks. Again, only did random checks. So anyway, I don't want to take any chances. Might be some out here that are just as infested that didn't get checked, because I'm not going through and checking every single colony. I'm just not. Remember, check out Mike's Bees LLC, his Easy Ox. I'm so glad that Mike got his products finally through. He had told me when I was trying out his little, here's the pack that the tablets come in. When he was trying out his tablets at first, he told me he was pushing to really try and get it approved. And I'm so happy he did. He's a veteran. It's a veteran-owned business, small business. He's approved in several states, and I just think it's awesome for him. And I wish him the best. You can get your powder there too. My next order of the actual oxalic acid powder will be from him once I run out of what I have. Yeah, support small business. I'm not being paid by him or anything, just telling you. And anyway, as far as the hives, that's it. I got them done. I'm going to load my stuff in the truck so I can get the ones in town done. I went ahead and just did these. I got the equipment out, so why not do the ones at home? Regardless, you know, the random checks showed doing okay, but you just never know. As far as treating, for many years, I used just oxalic acid. Even when I got my first wand, when I had like 15 hives, and it wasn't approved yet. The Pro Vap wasn't even out yet. He was just coming out with his wands. And honestly, I would do that every year. I would do 4 treatments, 5 to 7 days apart every summer by September 1st. And I had great overwintering success with that. And you say, well, Mike, why did you change? Because in the summertime, as I'm getting older, that is a lot of work in the heat, after work. Plus, this year, my job has been quite a bit different to where I've been a lot busier. All right, guys, well, look, I'm gonna call it a day because it is already evening. I appreciate all you guys watching. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.